So today what I want to do is I want to do some discovery by going grabbing some stuff off of Splice and just trying to build something with it. I've done this before, probably 2 years ago, I think it was. And my very first attempt, when I go back and look at it, wasn't that great. But now I've had some time to actually really dive into dealing with samples and learning more about the tools available that allow you to be able to kind of chop things up and more sound design really that's been under my belt. So I wanted to make another attempt at this juncture where I am currently and just kind of see what I'm able to come up with. So some of this I've already kind of pre-did so I wouldn't have to spend like 30 minutes hunting for sounds. So I saw that Palace has created like the new sample pack with Southside. So I went ahead and kind of started exploring that particular kit, and I'm probably going to end up pulling some more stuff out of it. Okay, so these are the two melodies that I found. Let's just kind of play them in their natural state. Okay, so that's number one. This is number two. So what I noticed right out the bat is that these, while they're in a different key, they have a very similar rhythm pattern, so I would be able to blend them together if I dared to do so. The guitar one they're actually both guitar samples, but one of them I took and I threw it into Serato sample, and this is what I've been tinkering around with Serato sample. Let me just play this for you. Let me just kind of show you what it's doing. So it's playing forward and then backwards. So that's giving me that kind of warped sound. Okay, and then the second one, let's see what I did with this one. I transposed it down -2%, and then that has it in the correct key that matches up with the other sample. So now this is what it sounds like. Okay, on that one I just added drip to it, and I'm just using the Exile. The Exile has like this kind of warped kind of sound to it, which I don't know why I really like this. It's a really odd kind of sound, but when you throw it on the right stuff, it really does sound unique. So I've been playing with that. Okay, and then I pulled one of the hi-hats, the closed hi-hats from this Palace collection. This one is called Blisson, and I threw some MIDI in there, added. I've been using the Cymatics MIDI hi-hat MIDI kit, and it's been wonderful because sitting and trying to program hi-hats is a pain. When I can find good MIDIs, and I know I'm not alone, I see people doing it all the time. It's just because hi-hat programming is really time consuming. So when I can find good MIDIs for this, I'm real happy. So I've got a MIDI sample going in there. So this is what I've got so far. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to try to find was a good snare So let me see if I can find a snare out of this pack. So I'm just going to filter it down to the drums. And then let me see. Hopefully they have some snares. And oh, good. They got 35 snares that I can test. Okay, let's see. I may have to end up getting this kit just getting all of it. Because they've got some good stuff in here. Rim shot. Rim shot. Rim shot. Rim shot. Kind of a combination of a rim shot. It's a really outer edge rim shot. No. No. That's a real solid one. Okay, that'll work. Okay, and then I need an 808. So I need something real heavy. And let me see what else I can find in this one.
808 Mafia!
Okay, so I'm going to go back to drums, and I'm going to go to 808s. Let me see what kind of 808s he's got in this kit. Okay, let's see. Kind of a spinzy one. That's a possibility. That's kind of short and loud. Kind of like that one. And I like this one too. It's probably going to be out of these two, but let's go see what else. Oh, that's ugly. In here. Okay, that one's really low. I may need that one for depends on how I can get the mix to sound. So let's see, there's like 4 more left. Let's see what they sound like at least. That's ugly. Okay, so I think I got some good candidates so far. So, alright. Let me see. Do they have any laps? Okay, that's a pretty good one. Okay. And okay, what is this? They got something tagged as sub. Is it the same as 808s? Yeah, it's the same. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so kicks. I need a kick to go with the 808, and let me see. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one too. Okay, so far, right out the gate, I think I found some good ones. So we'll pick these two, and let me see. It's like the first two. That's okay. Yeah, the first two were the winners. So I've already downloaded those. So let me see. I think I've got enough sounds for what I'm trying to do. Okay, so okay, well, okay, it works, but not like that. Okay. Oh, stop it. log out.
2 hours later.
Because I didn't want this video to be like 4 hours long. So I found some more parts. Let me just show you what I did. Again, this is all about the Splice today. I pulled all of these samples from Splice directly. Took a little bit of time on the vocals, trying to find one that matches. I didn't realize how much vocal stuff was out there on Splice. So the next time that I'm like searching for something, I think I'm going to go to Splice first before I start tinkering around with Arcade. Because I found some really interesting stuff out there. And the search context is really easy to use. So let's see. So I had the 808 in there. That's from the Palace Pack. Snare is from the Palace Pack. The kick is from the Palace Pack. The hi-hats, it's closed hi-hat. It's from the Palace Pack. The 2 melodies are from that Palace Pack. So I guess this is kind of a Palace Pack video. The only thing that's not from the Palace Pack are the perks. So I pulled in 2 perk loops, and let me show you what I did with those. So I wanted to give it a little bit more life. I'm going to turn the vocals off for a second. So I added some perks to it, and let me just kind of show you what those perks are doing. So it's giving like a little bit of rhythm underneath. So I have a shaker, and then I've got like kind of a mix of closed hi-hat. And to make it fit with the song, I've started using the groove pools. So I've got a groove pool called Hip Hop Late, and it's an eighths. And that fits with the beat. It kind of aligns everything so that it falls in alignment. I did the same thing to the shaker, so that it's in alignment with the beat. And let me just play all of it so that you can hear what it sounds like together. Take that out of there. Take all that off, and let's play it all together. This is what I got. Ooh, that bass is ridiculous. Dang, it's so much bass that it just, the subs like start opening up, and you can feel the wind from it. So see how it gives it a little bit of texture, having those perks in there. So that was a lesson that I actually recently learned. I had been just messing with kicks, subs, and snares, and then also experimenting more with snares and you know what? One thing I did forget to bring in is my claps. So I can alternate between the snare and the hand claps for that constant rhythm structure, and change as well. So like in the verses, make it kind of calm down. I could probably just have a snare roll there, or a snare going there, and then in the hook sections, then add in a combination of claps to kind of give it some extra rhythm. But I'm thinking about it. This song may be already kind of busy with all of the perks and stuff going on. And then I've added this vocal. Let me just play it for you with the vocal. So it makes more sense when you have like that upper harmonic element, which is the vocals, which is what you want. You want the vocals to be like its own instrument. So I had to tinker around with it and find a rhythm pattern that worked with the track. And again, it took a bit of time to find that. Probably a good 20 minutes of searching through all the vocal packs that are out there. And I finally came across one that worked. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the video, and then I'm going to arrange this.
2 hours later.
Time to clean this one up and add more dimension. Also some change ups. I also added in a secondary part in the pre-hook, which is something I played into it. So I pulled like this reverse sounding string pad sound with Synth Master 1. And that broke it up a little bit. I went ahead and added those claps that I pulled from Splice. That's also a part of that Palace pack. So I'm kind of impressed with this Palace pack. I'm going to have to go ahead and invest in getting the rest of it. The 808s that are in there are they're crazy. That is like the bassiest, loudest 808s that I've heard in a while. And it's hard to find really good, loud, and even tone sounding subs. Throughout this entire mix, I've been like trying to adjust the levels in my room because the bass is so heavy, it's making the subwoofers work harder. And you can feel the air coming from the subwoofers, so it's kind of weird, but it's cool. So I'm impressed with this sub sound that's in here. Let's see, what else did I do that was different? That is really it. I structured everything. I cleared out the verses to give room for vocals, or the verses for the vocalists. And what else did I do? Cleaned up the perks a little bit more. I didn't like the way that one of those perks was going, so I did some adjustments to the timing. When I started listening to it, I felt that it was just a little too much off time, and you can really tell the difference inside of the verses. Okay, my screen recorder is acting weird. Okay, there we go. All right, so I made some adjustments there, added some breaks to open it up a little bit here and there. I've been also learning a little bit from listening to a lot of old music. They use a lot of DJ effects back in the day, and I've started trying to break up things by duplicating things. You can add duplicates, which incites a bit of change, which is kind of cool. And just finding the right place to put it is an issue. So the kind of music that takes advantage of that the most is chopped and screwed stuff. So they do a lot of duplicate stuff, like when they're wanting to emphasize words and those chops. So I've been experimenting with that from not just vocals, but in the music too. You can make the music do the stutters and the chops. So I've been playing with that, and I've learned a lot about that, and I've been trying to implement it a little bit more into my arrangements to make it have a little bit more life. I also used DJ pitch break or pitch stop. I only used it, looks like one time right here at the start. Sometimes it just depends on how the track is going. I may be able to sneak another one in there. I try not to overuse that effect. It can be kind of weird sometimes. It can also add a timing difference on some stuff. And I've recently was playing with a track that right at the end of the hook, pre-hook, there's like this little gap right before it gets to the hook, and it needed like a little bit of a kind of offset timing, and I was able to do it with the pitch drop. So I've really tried to experiment a lot with a lot of the DJ type effects, and I've also been watching like YouTube channels that feature DJs doing different types of effects, because it helps me to understand if I'm listening to how the effects work, so that I can replicate it within Ableton. It's great when I can find DJs that actually use Ableton so I can see how they do the effects. So I've been spending a lot more time seriously learning. You can learn a lot from DJs, because they're always spinning records and coming up with new ideas for how to mix and blend things together. So my advice, if you're having problems with arrangement and you're looking for new and fresh ways to do your arrangements, start digging into DJs. There's lots of channels on YouTube that feature DJs that are using Ableton to make mixes, even going back in time and understanding how those original effects were done. Again, like the chopped and screwed stuff. It was just something that was interesting to me to understand how they did it. And then I had to talk to my brother. My brother is like a chop and screwed head, and I've actually worked with him on a track, and he helped walk me through like the vocal stutters and how they're supposed to go from a timing perspective. And I learned a lot from that. And my he's musical and he used to rap, but he doesn't do that anymore. And but I had to borrow his ears to be able to work through that, because I didn't listen to a lot of chop and screwed music. I listened to, when I was coming up, just a lot of stuff like all over the map, from rock to pop, jazz. I was heavy into Prince. I was heavy into Michael Jackson. Man, it's just, I was just all over the map musically. So the hip hop and trap thing, I didn't catch on to it until later in the game. So that's why now I'm trying to catch up. In catching up, I'm learning a lot of new things by going back and revisiting the past and getting help. Sometimes it's hard for you, if you've not experienced a lot of stuff, to try to learn those things if you haven't experienced them. It's cool to be able to reach out to other people who have, and be able to kind of lend their ears to help you to understand how to do stuff. And I have no problems with that. I'll call up somebody in a minute and say, hey, I got this track I'm never working and I need your help. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So that is it. I'm going to just go ahead and play this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.